field getting ready to put out some of our treatments for no-till soybeans and no-till corn. So we need to kill the vegetation that's here so that when we plant, we're planting into a clean seed bed, meaning there's no green vegetation. But in this particular field, not uncommon with many of the others farmers are dealing with, within a very short distance of me, there's 5 of our common problematic winter annual weeds that growers have to contend with when they're using a non-selective herbicide prior to planting no-till. We have out here Horseweed or Marestail, we've got Primrose, we've got Johnny Jump Up, we have Henbit, and we've got the jagged chickweed. Not only are these species problems for no-till, but these are the same species that are problematic in small grains. And one of the issues that we run into is with our no-till, we're often not burning down the fields early enough in the spring that we're stopping seed production. So that seed is allowed, those plants are allowed to produce viable seed. It's going back into the soil, and when we rotate to small grains, there's a heavy seed bank of those species here. In particular, we see out here henbit and a jagged chickweed. Those are 2 of the species that flower earliest in the spring, and within 2 to 3 weeks of them flowering, they've already produced viable seed. So while we can go in and use a non-selective herbicide and get excellent control prior to planting soybeans or corn, we haven't impacted the seed bank for when this field would be planted to small grains. So excellent control is one thing. If we're looking at stopping seed production to help us in our rotation, particularly where we have small grains on our rotation, sometimes those burn downs need to go out sooner than we may often think of. So the first one is Marestail or Horseweed. It goes by the same name. It's the same plant. And it is a annual plant, often comes up in the fall and grows as a rosette, meaning very low to the ground. And then in mid-March to early April, it'll start to elongate like we see here. It starts to get more of an upright growth to it. At which point it'll continue to grow upwards and develop a stalk. And that stalk will produce flowers. The flowers won't come out till July or early August. This has a unique emergence pattern. It emerges both in the fall as well as in the spring. There's some years where we'll look at a field in late February, March, and we don't see any horseweed seedlings in it. But we come back 4 weeks later, and lo and behold, there's plenty of horseweed seedlings in there because it's a spring germinating cohort. We don't quite understand what triggers that. There's more research to be done on this. Most of the Marestail in the Mid-Atlantic area is glyphosate and ALS herbicide resistant. So it means relying on glyphosate as our burn down is not going to control it. It also means that using some of our group 2 herbicides in small grains won't control it. And so we're starting to see more and more of this show up in our small grains where Harmony Extra, a group 2 herbicide, a combination of group 2 herbicides, is not controlling it.